Okay, Philip, first I just want to say, great set. Obviously it was an excellent night. Definitely killed it. It was big because this is the first Igloo Fest in Ottawa. This is the expansion. And I just want to say, obviously M.A.N.D.Y is a huge success, but I want to give some background. You and Patrick are so much more than just a successful DJ-producer duo. Tell us a little bit of background of M.A.N.D.Y for those who don't already know. Basically a quick synopsis of where you came from in specific, the early years when being a DJ was taking a backseat to other ventures such as Patrick's painting and your club night, and how that tied into your now extremely successful global DJ producer status.
Okay, so how much time do you have?
It's up to you.
So the battery runs out?
Tell us.
So we have to go back to the 17th century.
Oh, that's
Because my grandpa, he liked the bass drum too at the time. It was, you know, I got it from him, but it's like 200 years ago. The bass drum was shaped, was a very wooden like bass drum, you know? It was like not an electronic one. Okay, so fun? No. We had fun, and we still have. I'm just doing an interview with NBC and NBA.
National Bricklayers Association.
Okay, so no, Patrick and me, we know each other. It's a bit embarrassing, but we know each other for 25 years. And since then, for some reason, we attached to each other. And although, of course, you know, like it's in any relation, I guess you have so many ups and downs and everything. But for somehow we still, after all those years, we look in the same direction. And to do this with your best friend, it needs, and everybody knows how a good friendship works. It's so much work on a private side already, but if you work together and your best friend on the private side, it needs so much work.
Yeah, so it's difficult at sometimes, and sometimes you have your conflicts, and you push through it sometimes for the greater good.
And always you have to step back, you know, and that's a good thing. You always learn to see things from a different perspective, you know, always, because he forces you. Otherwise, you won't evolve. You know, if you don't try to understand the other person, it will not evolve. So you always, and this is what we learned from the beginning, always, although you're like a man, you wanna be right. It's like after 2 days.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta put your ego aside, and
not always. You know, like if you work together. So so that's a bit the history. So we know each other from being kids and doing like all kinds of stuff what kids doing. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I've known him longer than I've been alive.
Why do you say this?
I don't know, Greg. Greg's just a baby. It's okay. Okay, so with the Booker Shade Boys and DJ T being playing a major role in your success, tell us a bit about that relationship and how it's evolved to this point.
It's a bit the same. Patrick and Walter from Booker Shade studied together, and we all come from the same like little town in the southwest of Germany. So we know each other for so long. And Patrick and me, we were always ravers, you know. Now we are adult ravers, but at the time we were like normal ravers. And then we came on a Sunday to the studio, and you know, we went to all the clubs when we were like, I don't know, 1918, I don't know, 1920, whatever. And and then Walter was always in the studio, and then we explained him what it needs in a track, you know, because he was an amazing technician. That's the only thing he did when he was 20, and us with 19, 20, we did we showed him what it is.
Yeah, you have a more feeling for what's on the dance floor, and he's in more studio. So that's real. Yeah, that's the real combination of
and that's what, you know, like the most successful stuff we always do together, because like it's 20 years of understanding in the studio, and everybody knows exactly the part. So
yeah, definitely. Actually, the next question just ties into that. It's the release of Body Language on the Get the Physical label seems to me a major turning point for your international presence. Is that a safe assumption to make?
Yeah, you know, I think all the people or like probably most of the musicians, you never start for the money or anything. You know, you start because you have to do it. You know,
so for the love of it.
Yeah, you know, and that's the reason why you play after parties, or you play. You know, the best parties are on the beach for free, or like here there's no entry, and then, I mean, you saw the vibe tonight. It's like super special. It's not like Ibiza where you have to be $50, $20 for a drink and whatever. So I forgot the question.
Well, that was I was asking about body language, and I was saying, does that seem to be? I'm just saying, is that are we safe to assume that that was a major turning point?
Yeah, exactly.
The body language release.
But if you, I mean, this is maybe a bit more specialized for the people, but it's, if you look, or like, if you listen to the track, it's definitely, we all agree, it's a house record.
It's a house tune, yeah.
But
It's a
the
house
speed,
thing.
but the speed is 130 because we started as a techno track. And you know, like, and the feeling is so house, like 124, 125, but it's like 130. You know, it's like, we started as a techno, and then the bass line came up, and you can't plan these things, you know, and when we, of course, you know, when it's done in the studio, alright, this could be, you know, it's got something, and then I see what it happens on a fucking dance floor when you do this stuff, and yeah, and then we let it just go, and then after you did this stuff, it's coming automatically, you know, it's not you anymore who's in charge. You know, before it's like you go this direction, but if you have like a track like this, it goes...
Yeah, well, it's truly showing the versatility. Like Trent Muller's, some of his albums, the ones that he comes out with that are, you know, his personal albums are a lot different than his dance floor and stuff like that. So like that's like where you guys have shown the difference. And when you guys combine with Put Shade, they do a lot of stuff that's a little bit more slower, and that's their personal. And then there's the dance floor, and it's the different time is right for the different things.
Yeah, and it's melodic. It's just it's songs actually.
M.A.N.D.Y has collaborated with so many top artists over the last 6 years, such as Knife, Matthew Deere, and Tishwitz, just to name a few. How in a climate of electronic music that is still so obviously hungry for quality, but saturated with quantity, do you plan to stay fresh and innovative in the future? And where do you see the label and yourselves going, and how are you planning to take it there? Yeah, big questions. They're big questions, I know.
I mean, you know, but I think if we would talk privately, it's exactly what it comes down to. You know, back in the days, like 6-7 years ago, you put out a record and it was in the shelves. If it was working well, it was in the shelves in the record store for 3-4 months. You know, because people saw it, and then this is the record which is
some people didn't get it and they're happy to go see it. They're like, yay, thank God I got this vinyl release.
You know, with the release on Beatport, every week, you know, you have the banners change. So it's, you know, you can't get a real relationship to this kind of tracks, and that's really, it's a bummer. You know, like the real tracks, they don't have any time to, you know, like,
evolve.
Yeah, and you know, our biggest hits, we always promoted them 300 vinyl at the time. Yeah. Not to talk about the old good times, but it changed completely. So, you know, but you put like 300 vinyl out, and to the right people, it was a fucking hit. They made a huge fucking hit out of it because the right DJs played it, and now everything is accessible. So it's not really special anymore, you know. Like and every like Beatport, I don't know, they're like 4,000 labels. I mean, it's a good platform. And it serves the service is great, but it's too much. If you just, you know.
Well, the difference is now everybody can be a DJ. They all they need to do is just, you know, grab their laptop and download a few programs, and they don't even need to purchase the material. They can just go out and get stuff. But the difference is, I think right now, is that if you really know the music and you're really into it and you have the artist that you want, you're going to find the tracks and you're going to have your sound, and you're going to be versatile for whatever place you're going to play in. So I see that you obviously do that, because your set here is going to be a lot different than your set somewhere else,
totally.
right?
You know, that's what you have to stay curious and
bi-curious.
Yeah. How do you know?
How do you know?
I don't live with you.
Shut up. Sound guy, shut up.
Okay, you know what? I want to take up too much of your time, so we're gonna move away from that, and we're gonna talk more about Igloo Fest right now. Having traveled the world performing, how does Canada and this event in particular rate on a global scale in terms of quality? In other words, how does this festival measure up to other international festivals?
It's impossible to compare, because I think it's the only one that is outside. Yeah. And like, you know, like, it's at the beginning, it's such a retarded idea to do something like this. I mean, last year it was -25 when I played Montreal, but I heard we talked about, like, it was at some point like -30, 35. I mean, but nobody does this anymore.
Yeah,
so
no, and
you can't.
Not a lot of people are knowing M.A.N.D.Y, but now here in North America, this is going to be, people are going to know it a lot more, and hopefully people are going to check out that interview on the website.
But you just have to put it on the news at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, at 8 o'clock. It's going to be
Barbara Walters. Oh, we're here with DJ M.A.N.D.Y.
Okay.
Hot
Anyways,
girl.
yeah, hot girls. Everybody, if there's gonna be World War III, we're gonna be repopulating. So just we're gonna take your email and we'll get back to you.
And we just stay here in the trailer, and then we survive World War III.
Best interview ever.
Anyways, can you describe the underlying message that Mandy is trying to send through?
This is the final question, I'm sure.
No, there's two more. There's two more. Yeah, what's the underlying message?
I can really answer this for you.
Kimberly Kitty featuring.
Okay, Kimberly, what's the underlying message that Mandy's trying to
Okay,
promote here?
it's music that's made really by white people. Definitely white people. Very, very repetitive music. Definitely made by white people.
She's racist to white people. Not always repetitive.
This is going south. We're going south fast.
Okay.
Very repetitive music. Definitely
Would
made
you like
by
to say
white
hi to your
people.
mom in the interview?
Hi, Mom.
Okay, there's two more questions. That's it. Two more questions. Yeah.
Oh,
Electronic music being a global language is playing a major role in globalization. Where do you see this going in the future? I know these are big. I know it's hard to get this.
Can we just put like an LOL after that one?
Yeah, LOL. Okay, there's one more. Is there any place in the world besides your hometown of Frankfurt, Germany, that brings a magical feeling and makes it a place that you would want to call home? And if so, why is it?
I just feel confident in my igloo.
You just feel confident in the igloo? You
LOL.
like Canada's one. We'd love to have you. Okay.
Phillip,
Phillip, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for the interview. Excellent night, excellent set, and we're gonna do the after party.
I see you later.
Yeah. Woo!
I see a tear in your eyes.